Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So the verdict is in. Donald Trump has been found guilty on every single count in the New York trial. The trial is over. Justice has been not served correctly, and I can tell you that much. We talk about this thing from the beginning. There was hope because it was so bad that maybe there'd be one or two people. Maybe it would be a hung jury. But no, the jury, they look like they were going to stay for, a little bit longer or have to delay the process until tomorrow. But then they just decided to say, no, we're going to come out with our verdict. And, well, the verdict is in and Donald Trump is guilty. He is convicted. And that is technically the case. Donald Trump, they're going to try to hit him with this convicted felon label. Yes, it's bogus. We know it's bogus. That's the thing. It's the weakest case of the four initially weak cases that they brought. And on top of it, we still don't even know the crime. He's convicted 34 felony counts, so apparently he was covering up some sort of crime, but there was no crime that existed. You pay a lawyer, it's legal expenses is basically what he technically wrote it off as. And, it's already been reviewed by the FEC. There's no reason to reopen this case, but it's political theater. We know it's political theater. The verdict is political theater. And the sentencing is not now, so it's not like Trump is going to jail or we're going to know that for a while. But of course, we talk about political theater, election interference. It is true that 2, if not 3 of the other trials are not going to be taking place until 2025. So I wouldn't exactly be too concerned about those. But in terms of what happens next, in terms of election interference, the next trial update will be June 11th, which is 4 days before the RNC, by the way. Is he going to get probation, jail time? He's going to try to appeal the case. He probably is not going to go to jail. So that's not exactly going to happen, but still they've hit him with this label. It's a humiliation ritual. That's all this is. It's a humiliation ritual. We're going to say you're a convicted felon, Donald Trump. We're going to say that, and we're going to try to use that to bully the American people into submission to support the reelection of this joke of an administration who has constantly just screwed over the American people in so many ways, whether it's been at the border, whether it's been on the economy. The gaslighting that we see on both of those issues just isn't working, and they know it, and they need something desperate to shift public opinion. We got 5 months before the election. That's why there's a debate in June before either convention for some reason. I obviously am looking forward to it, but still, this is just insanity, and it's disgusting that it happens in this country. And what this really does in terms of Trump's election odds, I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to impact things either way, but it definitely is motivating people to pay attention, to understand what's going on. And these, so-called independents, will independents vote for a convicted felon? Honestly, I think that if they're an independent voter, they're really undecided to begin with. They know this is bogus. The trial would never have any impact on their vote regardless. He's not, going to jail, it seems, from what we understand. And it's like a label they're going to hit him with, like, oh, he's an insurrectionist or one of these other buzzwords they throw around. It's going to bounce off and backfire. And what it just shows is that the whole narrative about the threat to democracy, well, that's out the window. Biden's campaign allegedly celebrating this. Of course they really are. They're looking for a miracle. They're hoping this shakes up the race. Will it shake up the race in their favor? There's not really, much ground to say that it's a guarantee. We look at this. Trump's donation site. I technically did send a donation before it crashed, but it crashed because there were too many people trying to donate to Trump. He's probably going to set a fundraising record. I'm not entirely sure what that is or what amount he's going to exactly raise, but this is something that is definitely driving a lot of people to rally behind Donald Trump, just like the mugshot. We talk about the polls. Donald Trump was losing to Joe Biden in the national popular vote and in several key swing states until the Georgia mugshot that they took of him. Technically, he got arrested. What happened? His numbers went up. He has not relinquished that national popular vote lead since. So in terms of how this impacts the election, how this impacts the race, there's a lot we don't exactly know just yet, but he's not in jail. He's going to be hit with a label. I mean, Biden, I don't think is going to gain from this, though. I mean, maybe you could say some voters who were answering polls saying they wanted Trump are now just going to say they're undecided. I think it's temporary if there is some sort of drop for Trump or a gain for Biden. But even then, is that technically guaranteed? I wouldn't be shocked if Trump goes up a point or two, or if there isn't change in polls. We've seen so many polls that say if Trump is convicted, would you vote for him? And yeah, he does lose, but Biden also doesn't gain. And again, those hypothetical polls were showing a bigger discrepancy before the indictments as well. Like, everybody knows that these cases are bogus. If this was so serious, why didn't they bring it in 2017? Why did the FEC look into it and then they just decided to discard it because there wasn't concrete evidence beyond a reasonable doubt? And even if there was, it likely would have been a misdemeanor. We've seen the same thing in regards to Hillary Clinton in the past and the fine that she had to pay for the Steele dossier, used campaign money. We still don't even know if Trump used campaign money. There's so much that we don't exactly know that was not proven. So how the hell could you arrive at the verdict you arrived at? It's a system that is indeed rigged. It is. The left has said for many years the justice system is rigged, for the wrong reasons. They're the ones that actually have been rigging it. And we see that. Republicans don't fight back. Republicans, you see any AGs trying to go out there and put Hillary Clinton in jail, or district attorneys for innocuous things that you probably could twist the law to prosecute her with, or Obama or Biden. Honestly, if Trump does try to put Biden in jail, he has every right to at this point, but would Biden even know he's in jail, or would he know where he is at that point? That's another question, but still. Either way, Donald Trump being convicted, a chip on the shoulder. That's how we need to look at it. Everybody needs to get involved. Everybody needs to donate to Donald Trump if they can. I know money's tight, but, he needs it. And if you can donate and you don't donate, you're doing a disservice. So I do encourage people to donate to Trump. I also encourage people to get involved. You can make calls from home technically, contact your local party, do what you need to do, especially if you're in a swing state. But even if you're not in a swing state, you still can get involved. You still can make calls. We need to do this. It will make the victory all the sweeter. And if Donald Trump does end up winning, this conviction is going to backfire immensely on the Democrats, because now he's going to go out, on this all-out revenge tour. And in terms of how this impacts him, well, he's still getting donors lining up behind him. He's still, racking up endorsements from his former political rivals. And Joe Biden is still Joe Biden. And if Democrats are really going to have any takeaway from this, it's probably a takeaway of complacency that just isn't really justified, because I really can't see two-time Trump voters defecting because, he's convicted on obvious BS. If they fell for the BS, they probably never voted for him one time. And that is a guarantee. So it's up to Trump to go out there. Now he's basically free. He could do campaign events now. The fact the trial's over, I think, is a net positive, one could say. And every time, when he got charged with the business case up in New York, or the E. Jean Carroll nonsense that was completely just kangaroo court to the highest level, even, on par with this, I would say, he gained. He gained. In fact, his numbers, remember the Biden surge? That actually happened when the fine got reduced. So I'm not saying that it's a one-to-one correlation or the correlation equals causation, but there's a very good chance that Trump does gain or rally the base, because it's such bogusness. Everybody knows it's bogus. Everybody knows you have New York City, these DAs, their life mission is, we got to get Donald Trump and put him behind bars because you got to humiliate him, simply because he's a threat to the political establishment. And Donald Trump in 2016 was seen as this threat to the political establishment. And now, because he has this label, he basically gets to play off of that as well, and I think it's going to arguably help him depending on what happens. But still, we'll monitor the polls in the coming days. We'll monitor the situation. But Donald Trump convicted, yeah, honestly, I thought a hung jury for the longest time, but when they came back and they said, nope, we're actually going to give our verdict today, well, I said it's, probably a conviction, and it was. So we're going to see what happens next. We're going to have to wait and see, like we usually do on this channel. But Trump, I think, is going to be just fine. I don't think this is going to change people's minds the way the left would like it to. And this whole convicted felon label, whatever, they're going to try to throw him with it. I'll tell you that much. But we'll see if it sticks, because it's such obvious bogusness. Everybody can see that this is a miscarriage of justice and nothing more. It's a kangaroo court, and Trump is just going to have this chip on his shoulder for revenge. We got to make the victory happen. We got to get him back in the White House so we can complete the revenge tour. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.